Check mic test. Hello, hello. Hello, wonderful people of planet Earth. Welcome to the SRI Spa Quarter 1000? Or was it the Spa 800? I'm not quite sure, but let me check my audio for a bit. Well, let me adjust that a bit. Okay, so you might hear a few gusts of wind, which are but anyway, welcome to the race. Unfortunately, this stream is ongoing right now in the spectator view because I have disconnected from the race, sitting in third place behind this man here, Dirt Rally, only in lap 2. So, you know, unfortunately, these things happen. Not my season, probably my last one. But anyway, let's talk about the race. What's going on so far? The field is pretty spread out at the moment. We have a rookie joining. Dare I say rookie? But he is new to this league. Lucky 2000. He is formerly a coordinator for a racing league, a different racing league for the matter of fact, and he is jumped on last minute, you know, and just running his own race, you know, very smooth. And Supercar, I've seen from my point of view, he's had pretty horrendous first lap as he has spun coming up to a Rouge in lap 1 at the start, but everyone managed to avoid the spinning car coming up to a Rouge. And Mark C, coordinator of this league and this championship itself, he is sitting in 5th place with good points behind Revs Martin, which the closest buffer so far is between him and Revs. And second closest, well, he goes deep there, as they say that, and that leaves Mark maybe a little bit of a chance to attack a little bit, but by the looks of the visuals that's the game's giving you right now, his car is better than Bruce, and so is Spudmad, but I think that might be a graphic issue, because he is pulling away from Dirt Rally ever so slightly. 2 seconds the gap was before I disconnected, so Dirt Rally is just pacing him bit by bit. Maybe he's losing a few tenths a lap, but much better than losing a few seconds a lap. NZ Jack and just running his own race in 3rd after my disconnection. He is now sitting in 3rd place. And Cool Boy is in 8th. You see a few retirements that occurred. I think CMC is retired. Catches the curb there on the outside and does the biggest. Oh, watch out for, who was that? Revs Martin, I think. Yeah, Revs Martin's gone through Supercar. Now Mark C is in the background, gonna lap the stricken Cool Boy there. So, as we discussed in the driver's briefing, 28 laps of this of this treacherous track, and I tell you now, in the practice sessions, it was not feeling very nice on the tires, and let alone fuel. We could not make it on fuel in the end of the race. We expecting the drivers to really pull off, you know, a fuel strategy, let alone tires. Let's see, a Dirt Rally exploring all of the track. They're very close, getting very close to that edge. Almost 4 wheels off the white line there in the exit. So he is pushing. And as well as Spudman, I think he's just running his own race in typical fashion that he's been running his races all season long. Pretty unlucky there with a few disconnections. Is Spudman? Oh, 1 disconnection in fact. And pretty off weekend. Oh, he nearly loses it as I say that. Really pushing the limits is Spudman and this Dirt Rally. I didn't think he needs to push it that much. but he might be responding to the pace that Dirt Rally is doing. He locks up again, as you see that. All the drivers seem to be having trouble with the brakes, as I was there in the start, which plays a big role in the overall decreasing of the tire wear, especially in the fronts. But you might prefer a track that's degrading towards the front rather than the rears, because in the rear, when the rear tires degrade first, you'd have very unpredictable. Supercar goes to the pits. I wonder if that's for his mandatory pit stop. It's not mandatory, but hang on. But yeah, as I was saying, as I left off, Supercar was pitting at that time where I left off in the mic. And check if I'm actually streaming. Okay, yes I am. Whereas Mark is still in fourth, sitting nice and tight. Let's see if Mark sees. Actually, he's lost a bit of ground there to Revs Martin by quite a bit. Actually, by quite a lot. I don't know if it suggests a spin maybe. Oh, he entries to that curve there. Very, very dangerous spot to enter the corner. But they seem to have made it work. Dirt Rally and Spot just exploring their limits at this point. Just trying to find the extra fractions of a second. But mostly it's Dirt Rally who is, well, as all of us, is pretty much off pace to Spud, man. Nobody could match him in qualifying, let alone in the race right now. But Dirt Rally sure is trying his best, is actually pacing him equally on the track. But I don't know who's. It's hard to say who's pushing the most here. It's Spud, Mad, or Dirt. But mostly it's Dirt here right now. And Spud's probably managing his pace. He's very, very close to that wall there. Very, very dangerous spot to end your race, but seems to have made it work lap by lap. You see, there's always on the limit, and he probably isn't even pushing, but from the outside this just looks absolutely mental. And as is Dirt Rally taking liberties now on the braking points and the track limits. Seem to manage to make it work so far. Working lap 11, not even halfway through the race. The Dirt Rally has a 20-second penalty, and he has to mitigate that. NC Jack is actually like close in striking distance, and Dirt Rally got that penalty from jumping the start there, just by a bit. So Dirt Rally's probably just thinking of just pulling away from Jack with a very decent gap. He's there. He's not well above striking distance, but he is still within it when he makes a mistake and Jack tries to push. In response to that, all the drivers are going to be looking at the gaps throughout the entire race, so I imagine things are starting to get technical. How do I exit the screen? There you go. Okay, Cool Boys is disconnected, so that's our third retirement. Oh, our fourth retirement actually. I'm one of those 4 people. Very sad, but anyway. Supercar is sitting in seventh place, sorry. He's gonna be expecting Lecky, Mark, Revs, and Jack to pit, and I'm assuming the only person he's gonna be catching at this point is Lecky. Once Lecky makes his stop for tires and fuel. Very risky move there from Supercar because of the tire wear that's gonna be developing throughout the race. I do not need to worry, the drivers cannot hear me at this point in the lobby, which is good. Nobody has yelled at me for it yet. The dirt now, the gap now to Spot is 6 seconds. Last time I checked is going around 4 to 5 seconds without entering the 6-second mark as well, outside the 20-second gap to NZ Jack, but not by much. It's only by a second, so technically the gap between them is less than 2 seconds. Dirt at some point has to push now in his out lap to make advantage of the fresh tires that he has. 12 laps running now, the track is starting to rubber in, so the tire wear is going to be a little bit better, but it's still going to wear. It's still going to be very bad. But the top 3 are managing it very, very well, as is Revs. I don't know what his game plan is. He's definitely not going to make it on a 1-stop, as he is. Look at his fuel tanks running 21 liters as compared to Jack with Dirt and Spud entering 50 liters, which is very, very heavy. As he's a Mark, they're getting very, very wide and entering Radio as he enters Camel Straight. Unfortunately, sorry if I whisper even more, because my mom is here eating a donut. Spudman's in first place. Yes, Spudman's in first place. I repeat, Spudman's in first place, and the gap between them is now down to 5 seconds compared to what we've seen earlier, 6 seconds. I hope you don't feel very uncomfortable with this ASMR that I'm doing. I really have no other choice, but let me know if this sounds obnoxious in the stream. I just really don't know at the moment. I'll be looking to a track guide at some point in the race with Spud and Dirt once they make after the pit stops. Looking forward to that later on, but you know, everyone's pretty spread out at the moment. It seems to be very chill. So, take this opportunity to ask the chat, what did they have for dinner or lunch? Anyone? Of course, no one's watching. Let's take this opportunity to talk about the drivers here. Spudman in first place. Spudman is you know, a well-renowned Project Cars 2 league racer here. He's very, very respected amongst the community as one of the fastest drivers in the world, potentially in PS4, but we don't know that so far. And we did see a retirement, or was this my screen buffering? But anyway. Sorry, I can speak a bit louder now. Spudman's a bona fide champion, let's say, like a champion driver. He deserves the title by any means, but as is Dirt Rally's main rival. But let alone Spud. Nobody can outpace him anywhere on the track, like in any car. You try to do that and you will feel very humiliated depending how big your ego is. But if you think you're fast, just watch this guy lap around the track. You will feel like a snail. I promise you that. Fastest potato in the world. He is known for. As Nick. Oh, he gets very loose there. It doesn't seem to be costing him a bit of time there. Dirt Rally's making coming in for the pits. Potentially had a spin there, a convenient place to have a spin, as it's easy access to the pits. So he does that to like, you know, lessen the damage that have been done after that spin or oversteer moment he had. That's just a glitch. He hasn't missed the pit lane. He hasn't missed it. Don't worry, guys. What the hell is this game? Anyway, as I was talking about Spudman, he'll really start to respond to that, or he'll start to relax a bit and thinking that Dirt has made a mistake and has pitted too early. And we just entered halfway in this race, 14 laps out of 28. So half of the race gone and half of the race left to go, as old Mary Walker would say. 30 seconds gap between NZ Jack and Spudman, but he's just as is everyone else. But the only race that's happening right now is between Dirt and NZ Jack. And as Dirt exits the pits now, well between the white lines in the pit exit, and fuel seems to be very well within the range of fuel consumption towards the end of the race. So 14 laps to go. Still very flabbergasted by how wrecked the Spudman's car looks. He's not the type of person to be reckless on the track. He's just the type of person to do all the talking on the track, which is what we love to see here. And what we also love to see is more close racing. So if you're interested, or you know, there's 2 rounds left to go, but if you're interested on the few bits of action that's going to be happening in the last 2 weeks, then head on over to Instagram and search Sim Racing International. Should be the purple logo that should show up. And Spudman, as I said, Spudman is coming into the pits to make his what should be one and only pit stop. And see Jack's gonna be trailing right behind him, trying to take the lead from Spudman. Maybe a bit of you know, bragging rights to say that he overtook Spudman. But nonetheless, Jack is in the sector. He's going to be ahead, or should be ahead of Spudman. He's still into the pits in his pit box, changing tires and adding a bit more fuel, potentially 4 laps more, because the full tank could not handle it. Oh, and see Jack actually boxes for his one and only pit stop. So Dirt will have to really push here. He's wring his elbows out. He's in the final sector, braking very hard through there. He's not out of the pits yet. Spudman is not out of the pits yet, so he's got to be very slow off the pit exit. And who's going to be taking the lead? Who's going to be taking the lead here? Dirt might get it. Approaching the turn. It's going to be very close. Oh, it was just that close. Dirt really will have to push here. He's on fresher tires. No, not fresher tires. Spudman's on fresher tires, but Dirt with Dirt hot laps there, he must have had warmer tires. So there are now less than 2 seconds across from each other. So that pit strategy actually worked for Dirt in the meantime. So, oh my lord, this is going to be very close between these two, but Dirt has to remember he has a 20-second penalty, so he will not be looking to fight Spud at this moment in the race. Oh, he clips that, he melts that curve there, very dangerous spot, especially in the wrong angle. Spud will have to push his life out. He seems to be managing a gap. Oh, that's going to be a slowdown penalty for Spudman, definitely, but it won't affect him that much if it's just going to be 2 seconds taken away from him with Dirt Rally 20 seconds. This is very, very close between these. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I Lance Strolled the stream. But anyway, Dirt Rally will be trying to look for an overtake, just keeping to try to force him into a mistake, but we haven't seen that from Spudmad all throughout the season. That's what makes him a perfect all-round driver who has everything that a driver needs. Former Formula Renault driver is Spudmad, and he knows all the tricks there is in this game while being overly humble about it. But anyway, he's very well respected in this race, so he is the guy who everyone wants to beat, and they are very, very close within each other. Will Dirt be looking to make a move to turn 1? I don't think so, as this is a very long run through Air Rouge to up to Radion. Let's see if Dirt will be trying to maximize an exit here. So this is going to be an opportunity for Dirt. Spudman locks up, and Dirt might have a better exit here. Who knows? Probably not. The gap is widening just towards half a second, but Dirt will have to mitigate the dirty air because he's not close enough. Ooh, a little bit of a slide, as I've seen. Ooh, almost jumping there is Dirt Rally. 20 liters lighter is Dirt Rally compared to Spudman, so he has now a pace advantage. I mean, on paper. At least on paper. Oh, he looks towards the inside. That was a bit close there, Dirt. And he looks towards the inside again. Spudman's definitely under pressure now. And he looks towards the inside again. He's trying to make him know he's there. And Spudman definitely knows it with his experiences, years of experience in real life racing. He definitely knows all the tricks. And as with the rest of us in this lobby, see, Lucky's making his pit stop. His one and only pit stop, I believe. As Supercar will be looking to overtake Lucky in the pits. So the only drivers that have not been lapped are the top 4. Mark C. I don't know where Mark C came from. How you see somehow in third? Oh! Oh, that's very unfortunate for Jack. Oh, I don't think Mark has pitted yet. So you might not be a worry for NZ Jack at all. But yeah, shame about that spin there, as I mentioned. And now, oh, I missed it now, but oh, the gap's now down to 2 seconds, which is very unfortunate. That was a very exciting bits of action. I'm really sorry if I missed some important stuff there. Yeah. But anyway, Spud and Dirt now are both on equal level point at this stage of the race, working lap 16.8. Looking at 10 laps to go. No, sorry, 11 laps? Is it 11 laps? Yeah, 11 laps to go. So that was a very exciting bit there coming into the pit stops. I'm sure they will be talking about it a lot in the debrief. Let's see who's now got the fastest lap. Spudman with a 1 second penalty, as I mentioned. He went off the track there, just ever so slightly. Dirt Rally with a 13.8. He's gonna need to try to push that a little bit more to gain that extra 1/10 of a second. Mark C with a 16, closest on pace with Spud and Dirt right now at the moment with this NZ Jack. No, sorry, Supercar with a 2:15.5. But an overall pace, it's this NZ Jack who is pacing them. Not as much, but Supercar is definitely just on damage limitation at this point. That 1 lap fiasco pretty much said it all, but not giving up is Supercar, which is what we'd love to see. I'm being heard from all over my family now. This is getting very embarrassing. So we will be comparing the two drivers. The top 2 at this point will be doing a track guide of both Spud and Dirt in 2 laps. So let's get in the onboard of the cockpit of Spudman. Very battered and bruised looking, but that's just a graphic error. Oh, might have gone a bit too wide there, Spudman. He's gotta have to slow down a bit. No, I think that's gotta be fine for the game. Entering the final chicane now. First gear instead of second. That's interesting. So entering the final corner, bits of oversteer there, much to be anticipated in the nature of Spa. So he's on 4th gear, not entering, actually entering 5th, so down 3 gears into 2nd first. Hesitates there a bit on turn in, but still manages to get a very good exit. Spud has a very interesting driver style. Out of the ordinary, but he makes it work. He's got to be flat through here. Spudman is flat over a Rouge Wap. Look at that bravery there. So that was the payoff there for that bit of driving there in the first few corners. So almost 280 k's there in Camel Strikes. He brakes in the beginning of the curve, 2nd gear. Tucks it in nicely for the curve, tucks it in nicely for the left-hander, and transition it to the left to make lifting off there to try not to understeer towards the tall curb there on the outside. Entering in 2nd gear, car wobbling there in the entry. Manages to keep it tight and neat, stable on the exit. Lifting off there, bit of trail braking to keep the nose in. Who's that lap car ahead of him? I'm not quite sure, but down to potentially 2 gears here. No, coming into 4th, clipping the grass there on the first apex. And coming through this corner here, should be 3rd gear. He's taking it through here. Bits of hesitation, pretty easy to be greedy through this section. If you hit that one of those green bollards, you will get air damage for sure. Suspension damage, 2nd gear. He's very smooth as Spudman, and will flat through this right-hander. Not understeering one bit is Spudman as coming through Pujon. I think that's the name of the corner, the fast left-hander. Let's see how he takes it. Maybe a lift, maybe a brake, who knows? Maybe a down the gear. No, he's completely flat through there. Well, bits of bravery. He's actually off the track. The white lines, I believe. No? Oh, he brakes a bit early there to get rid of that slowdown penalty. But that is a lap of Spa with Spudman. So let's take a look in the onboard of Dirt Rally. Clean, pristine onboard is Dirt Rally. Let's see his inputs. Same wheel they're using, the Logitech G29 enters in 5th gear, down to 1st as well, same as Spudman. I entered there in 2nd, but that entering in 1st gear might be the right way. That must be why I qualified as 2nd behind him. But anyway, let's see if Dirt Rally takes it flat, or there's a bit of hesitation. He's giving it everything he has. He also takes it flat. The car jumps there on the exit of Radion. And now through the Camel Straight, still 2 seconds between both of them, so he's now pacing Spudman equally. He brakes very much later than Dirt Rally there. No, he brakes much later there than Spudman, potentially a few meters. Very smooth transition, much smoother than. Oh, he makes that, as I say that. He bounced the curb there on the outside, and Lewis just has a snap oversteer. We call that a tank slipper, and that's the worst thing that can happen. Hopefully he doesn't have damage. I'll see his steering if it's coming out straight. Who is that in the car that spun there? That's Lecky who spun. So anyway, on board with Dirt now. Hope his steering is still straight. I think it should be, yeah. Might be maybe a bit of cosmetic damage, but enters in 3rd gear, same as Spud, keeping it in, managing the throttle all the way in and all the way out in the mid corner, making sure the front end does not understeer in the exit of the corner. Enters the throttle at the right time, maybe a bit later than usual. He enters the corner there, no hesitation on keeping it flat whatsoever. The car dips over the left there in the exit. And let's see how he takes Pujon here. Very critical corner coming up to the bus stop chicane. Does he take it flat? Yes, he does. No, a little bit of a lift there, but just enough to keep the car on the road, I guess. But when Spud did that, he had a slowdown penalty. He goes a bit deep there. As a Dirt Rally, both pushing the limits very hard. at this point, an endurance race. This Spa 1 hour. The gap now to 3 seconds. So that is a lot with dirt rally compared. Very similar driving styles, but Spudman's just seem to carry much more bravery everywhere else. Not bravery, but like much and just like feeling the limit everywhere else. Just as that experience comes in with racing open wheelers. He has raced former Formula 1 drivers, Will Stevens as well, and what are the names to mention? Will Stevens, who has raced in the Marussia. Oh, Spudman! What the hell's happened to Spudman? He's off the track. He's into the wall. Spudman's in the wall. What happened to him? What happened to Spud? He's in the wall. He's disconnected. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is my presence really making a turning a bad omen on certain people? So that's Spud, that second disconnection of the season, ladies and gentlemen. What a shocker. Oh, it's not even like almost the end of the race. It's like 8 laps left. So that leaves Dirt home free with 19-second gap technically, with NZ Jack, who has with Dirt Rally having that 20-second penalty, but he has no problem now. All he has to do is cruise it to the end. Oh my god, I'm just shocked. I'm speechless, guys. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to see here. So right now, Dirt Rally has the fastest lap, and that's it. I'll just mute my mic or unless something happens. All right. Actually, something might be brewing up here between Rez Martin and Mark C. We are 4 seconds adrift from each other. So let's try to keep the camera on them for now. So I just realized something saying in the graphic that Spudman has retired and not actually disconnected. I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but we saw him hit the wall. Not really much of a glitch factor, or it's not really glitchy looking when he hit the wall. Probably a wheel disconnection of some sort, but I don't see him in the map whatsoever. So that might suggest he actually disconnected. So that's something brewing up here between Supercrusher Mark and Mark C and Revs Martin. He might have made his pit stop already. So Revs will be looking to catch Mark C here for 4th place. Supercusher now in the podium after that first lap fiasco. Patience pays off for Supercusher. Less than a lap behind. Still hasn't been lapped, so that'll be a well bona fide achievement there for Supercusher, keeping it on the road. As is NZ Jack. They're officially 20 seconds adrift now. Actually, he's setting the fastest personal best is NZ Jack. We'll see if he's trying to best the fastest lap of dirt. Not quite. Dirt Rally's just home free at this point. He doesn't need to push whatsoever. Look, just low revs everywhere else. Except for that, he enters with the curb. So folks, that pretty much concludes the most eventful parts of the race, but you know, let's see what happens. Actually now 3 seconds between Revs and Mark, so catching him bit by bit, a few tenths per lap. But Mark C fastest last lap with 2 tenths faster than Revs. Bits of debris there from the road surface. It looks like maybe the guys would get a bit of a puncture, but puncture physics don't exist in this game, which unfortunately sucks. So 6 laps left to go. Who's actually there to look like? I don't know who to look at anymore at this point. Jack is actually catching dirt bit by bit, so who knows, maybe Dirt will make a mistake and gift the win to NZ Jack, who knows? He's still flat over there through Air Rouge. What absolute bravery from both Dirt and Spud, but fortunately for Spud, he has disconnected or retired. I haven't mentioned Lecky sitting in 6th place. I think he's trailing Revs Martin, who is in the same lap as him. Spudman has decided to join the lobby once again. He's with us right now. I'm going to message him about the stream that's going on right now. So yeah, 3 seconds the gap. So Supermark and Revs are on the same lap now at this point of the race. Nothing much to talk about anymore. So I think Spud is with me here in the lobby. I don't think he can hear me. I think he can. Hey mate, I'm streaming the commentary, yeah. So no one's watching it right now. No one's watching it right now, but to those viewers, it might sound like I'm talking to myself, but I promise you I am not a crazy person. Yeah, I've been streaming ever since I disconnected. So who is that side by side? That is Lecky being lapped by the Dirt Rally. So NZ Jack actually outpacing Dirt Rally at this point because he is slowed down since the disconnection of Spudman, but pretty much of a big shocker of a race considering the retirements, the disconnections, and well, not many incidents, but everyone's pretty spread out on track at the moment. Dirt Rally mentioning that he has damage, so I wonder where he got that from actually, but he's still lapping very good pace. I think, well no, he's gone 3 seconds slower than NZ Jack that lap. 2:16 compared to a 2:19 of Dirt Rally, so that might suggest that he could, NZ Jack could potentially be within his 20-second gap. To those who just tuned in, Dirt Rally has a 20-second penalty, time penalty, that's going to be added to his race time for jumping the start. And that is Lecky trailing him, who just goes a little bit wider. That might be a slowdown for him as well. Keep actually giving him under pressure, but knowing he's in the lead, he might not be able to feel that much. Let's see what lap he does that. Oh, very, very squirmy there. And the exit is glass, and his window glass there is shattered there on the right hand side. He does a 2:16 there compared to Jack's. Also does a 2:16. Let's see what he does in the end of his lap. Might be able to lap maybe the same pace or just less than the second. So NZ Jack now coming round the final chicane. Oh, a bit so oversteer there coming through the second part of the chicane, but he makes it through. Let's see what lap he does. It's gonna be a 2:19 for Jack. So lots of buffer there between lap times from both drivers. That's very interesting. Might be considering tire wear or just losing focus in general, but I would be as well, driving on a controller, just not being able to keep it on the road. Let's see if he takes a rouge flat. No, big lift there, keeping the car on the road. I would do that as well. Being not as brave as Dirt and Spud here is with me, not in the commentary box since you can't really hear him. Hello Spud, if you're still here. Oh, did that suggest a disconnection whatsoever? I'm talking to Spud, by the way. I'm not crazy, I swear. I'm not talking to myself. Oh, he just did! Oh, I missed that. He just did! Oh, that's gonna be game-changing between NZ Jack and Dirt Rally, who is 33 seconds adrift. He's gonna have to gain. Oh, what's that? Probably. Did he have an incident between someone? I didn't see that. Between Lecky, probably, because he was the last driver behind him. Should we do a party chat? Might be too late now, huh? But anyway, because hello viewers, this is Spud talking with me in the box. I swear I'm not crazy, because in the stream you can't really hear any other players talking. So 30 seconds. He now has to gain 10 seconds. Sorry, the gap between Dirt and NZ Jackson. Now it's gonna be survival for Dirt Rally. Let's see if he still takes a rouge flat. Not anymore. Not so flat for a rouge now, but oh, sorry. Anyway, but this is gonna be very, very huge for the win. This NZ Jack probably doesn't know this, but he might be very curious to why that gap is decreasing ever so suddenly. And now, Lucky and it's gonna be very messy between Lucky and Dirt. Dirt has to let him go at this point. Lucky having seemingly less damage than him, I think. But they're seemingly battling. That's gonna be very, very crucial. There's only 2 laps left to go. A very long lap here in Spa. 2 minutes and 17 seconds is the average lap time around here. As Dirt Rally lets Lecky go, but not in an easy fashion. But he might be able to use him as a bit of a slipstream to try and manage the damage. I wonder how that feels with the car right now. I wonder how much damage he does actually have. Possibly, I don't know in which angle he hit the wall. I don't know if it's straight on or in an angle, but let's see from the cockpit view. Let's see how much the car is steering to the left or to the right on the straight. It's now 23 seconds, so that will be... Oh, sorry. Oh, I almost left the lobby there. Holy crap. So that's going to be NZ Jack for the win, which is going to be a bit of relieving for my championship chances, but pretty much well and done at this point. Anyway, Dirt will probably have to concede to 2nd place. He's not entering the pits. He's battling with... Oh, I almost did it again. Start battling with Lecky somehow. That's probably costing him that much needed time. That's 20 seconds now. NZ Jack is going for the win here in this in the penultimate lap, and he probably knows it as well, so he's gonna be taking it easy. First gear through the chicane. I don't know why you guys take it in first. I take it through second. I don't know how you guys make that work, but is it final lap? No, it's still lap 27. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy there between Lecky and Dirt. I don't know why the hell this needs to happen. But apparently it is happening right in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. A back marker and a damaged lead lap car fighting for, I don't know, whatever. They're just fighting, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just leave it at that. Very, very messy fighting looking because their cars are both absolutely battered. Lecky looking to the left and the inside, trying to make a move for some reason. Yeah, the damage is pretty much done and over with. NZ Jack is now well within striking distance of the 20-second penalty. So at the moment it stands as NZ Jack is going to be the winner of this race, but let's see if he still makes a mistake. He's probably taking it easy, just knowing that Dirt's losing that much time to the damage, so he probably knows that already. It's going to be redemption for NZ Jack as he lost a race just yesterday, just Thursday in another racing league, because he missed his pit box thinking it was actually mine, but his pit box was 100 meters later than mine. But this is going to be very huge for NZ Jack, but for Dirt Rally, just going to be a few points lost here because of my disconnection. He's still in this fight, well within ahead of 2nd place, which is most likely going to be Spud and myself, because we both don't get any points from this race. Isn't that right? I don't know. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is my first one, man. But anyway, very unlucky between the both of us, man. Like, you were driving sensationally, like as always, man. Like, yeah. Yeah, I was screaming hard over that that pit exit when you exited the pits. Why did explain to me, like, how what made you think that you can, like, yeah, you somehow overloaded like the fuel tank a bit, like you were 20 liters heavier than Dirt Rally. So that's a bit of a risk there, but you know, pretty much like after that you just managed your gap as always, even after being the heavier car at the end. So final lap, I forgot to mention, final lap of the race is right now. Dirt Rally's just gonna be cruising home into 2nd place. I don't know if he's gonna be protesting that. Oh, he's clipping the grass there. He's not gonna want to spin again. but he's well within distance of Supercar in third place, so he's not going to be able to lose another position at this point. As I thought, battles brewing between 4th and 5th place, Res Martin and Mark C. Actually, Res Martin has gotten past Mark C. ever since we've discussed about that fiasco with Dirt Rally and NZ Jack, but they are now fighting for 4th and 5th. Let's try to keep the cameras on them for now. And Res Martin goes wide. Res Martin goes wide. It's going to be a slowdown penalty for Res Martin. He holds the inside. Mark C on the outside. He brakes later. Mark C brakes on the curb and just locks up the brakes there. But oh, Mark C! Shit! I'm sorry, this isn't very professional of me. But I'm still fighting for the lead, for the first place, I think. I think that's done and over with. Marty has too much damage to try and keep up with Res Martin, but that is Res Martin for 4th place, ladies and gentlemen. What a battle between those two. Dirt Rally enters the final quarter, and that's going to be 2nd place for Dirt Rally, given that 20-second penalty, and NZ Jack comes across the final corner, and he wins the Spa Enduro. What a win for Jack, and very lucky indeed, and very, very unlucky for Dirt, and most unlucky to Spud, who managed to lead like he always did in his own fashion. But I regret to miss that intense battle between Mark and Revs, but hopefully it's still going on now. Still the final lap, we're still coming through the first sector. Mark, you gotta shift a bit later, mate. Come on. Catch up to him. He's not hearing me right now, but just trying to provide mental coaching. I'm just mentally there in Mark's head. Come on, Mark, you can do it. I don't know if you got suspension damage or not, but get on the throttle earlier. Now, come on! Catch him! Catch him! You got one final sector to go, come on! Supercar comes home in 3rd place. A very consistent run from him, giving that first mistake in the first lap that pretty much caught the rest of us below the top 2. And somehow we all avoided that spin, but he comes across the damage limitation in 3rd. He recovers from that very, very nicely. Comes across the final corner. See what the battle's bring between Mark C and Res Martin. He breaks as late as he can, but it's not going to be enough. It's a close battle between those two, but Res Martin holds Mark C off. But Mark C had a 6-second penalty anyway, but nonetheless, that was a great watch between those two. Lecky, the debut driver, comes home in 6th place. Didn't give up in the end. Tried to keep it clean. But yeah, great showing in the V8 Supercars, given no practice at all. So that's going to be 6th place for him, given 5 cars have retired. It's going to be Joker, myself, Cool Boy. Oh, I see Flips in there in the end. So that is NZ Jack for the win there. Dirt Rally following in 2nd place. Supercar in 3rd with that consistent run, given that mistake. And Dirt Rally very, very unlucky there with that damage there, but he collects good points. Res Martin in 4th with that brilliant battle with Mark C, and Lecky coming home with consistent run in 6th place. Must have been like a very horrendous run for all of the drivers. A very, very sweaty run there. But all the drivers must have very good showers after that. So guys, that is it. Catch you all next week for the next race, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.